everyone. Just a couple of announcements before we get started today. um, our novena prayers are occurring monthly, the third Thursday of the month between 5:45 and 6 p.m. You can join us on our YouTube page. And please continue to also send your prayer requests to prayer@heartwoodrefuge.org so that they can be included in the ceremony. We have a couple retreats coming up. On May 15th, we have Letting Go in 4 Stages with Martine Batchelor. That's a Zoom retreat. And on May 24th to the 31st, we have an in-person retreat, our first of the year, Wild Heart Spring Retreat with Andrew Chapman and Mikey Noel. And for both, you can find the retreat information on the Heartwood website and register there. Our Venerable Panawati is offering a study from the Mahayana discourse, What is Cultivation? And this is held on Fridays between 4 and up to 6:30 p.m. And if interested in joining, you can also find the registration information on Heartwood's website. Thrifty Treasures, Heartwood's thrift store that with the proceeds benefiting Heartwood and our social programs is now open, and it's doing very well. We continue to look for volunteers and staff at the store. This endeavor will help us to continue our mission and social projects, as Heartwood has always done and continues to do. You can follow Thrifty Treasures on Facebook, and please like and share the Thrifty Treasures information as well. Very exciting, on this Sunday we are inviting community Sangha members to join us here on site who are vaccinated, and we really look forward to seeing everyone here. It's been a long time. As always, we just want to thank you for any donations that you have provided and continue to provide. And yes?
Maximum of 20 people, because we can only have about 30 in the room. And they must have had their 2 weeks after they complete their vaccination.
Okay. Just some additional detail about arriving to join us in person on Sunday. We ask that you are fully vaccinated and have been vaccinated for 2 weeks following that final dose, and we have a maximum of 20 people. Let's see. We do have also some information about Friday Fun Night. Was that?
Yeah, that's going to be April 28th, and we're going to continue with our canceled event last time, which is going to be a fun storytelling event. So more information will come, but that will be the final Friday, which is the 28th.
Okay. And Dina is managing that. And I think that's all I have. Thank you and welcome.
I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dhamma, and I take refuge in the Sangha. Namaste. Welcome today. It's very wonderful to me stay here sharing with you some of my contemplations, my daily things, as we used to do. Yesterday, I had an encounter with a sister here, and we were talking about how our paths, our lives, arrives to this point when we are looking to have a better life through the Dhamma. That was very interesting to me because when we have some time following the Buddhist teachings or the Buddha path, we just give up grounded all what we believe we are, because it's so easy cheat ourselves and believe that we already know. And yesterday talk with her refreshing me how is that I end in this path. So I was talk a little bit about what it is, take refuge or enter to the path. Maybe you have hearing sometimes a saying that say, everyone knows the way, but just a few won't walk it. Well, that applies in many things that we used to do. But in this case, I want to talk about we, the people that we talk the Dhamma path. We take refuge. What that is, well, means that we take the decision to commit ourselves, our whole being, and follow the footsteps of the Buddha, who is an example of openness. And we listen to the Dhamma, and this Dhamma is the support of our community Sangha, but also outside. If we are not in a Sangha, if we have not the opportunity to stay there, the Dhamma is the way that we can stay day by day in this world. This commitment, of course, is a personal choice. It's a personal, doing with personal awareness. And we decide to break out with our daily habits. The daily habits that maybe are not too good. Every day when we wake up, we take refuge in go to the gym to look good. We take refuge in our work. We take refuge in achieve some material goals, material merits. We take refuge in sensual pleasures. While the Buddhist path led us to take refuge in the abolition of all those mental creations that we have, that we believe is why we are here. But the thing is that nothing too far of that for many of us at least. Based on the Buddha teachings, we trace ourselves a path. We're trying to find the way to reveal our deepest virtues. We try to, that virtues express what we are in this life. Instead, more material merits. We are creating merits that are develop the kindness, develop altruistic love. And it's for that reason that we take refuge in the Dhamma day by day. Thich Nhat Hanh described the Dhamma as the set of teachings that we find every day, in everything, in everywhere. And since it's something that we find every day, we need make this commitment every day too. Every day. It's not something like, okay, I have the Baptist, I choose belong to some religion, so I'm done. For us, it's not in that way. We need to be aware every day, and every day, take the refuge. Take the refuge. This can sound, maybe going to sound like a class or something like that, but would you know all that we have three fundamental refuge that we take and make a ceremony in a very serious way, and we recite 3 times. I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dhamma, and I take refuge in the Sangha. And the Buddha represents the awakened natura that we all have. The Dhamma are the teachings that make us walk this path. And the Sangha is the group that support us in this path, and we support them too. But what happens when we don't follow just the formal practice? Well, when we don't do that, we just need to be aware, how I say before, about the things that we find every day. This morning, for example, awake me a very loud sound. And it's because beside here, somebody is throwing a house. So they start to work very early. And maybe if I don't will be aware, I will be very upset. But that sound reminds me that some days before they decide throw that house, I was thinking that maybe someday that house was very beautiful, and maybe some family of somebody was very happy living there, but was the time that that house needs go out, go off, because really looks so bad. So hear the sound was like, wow, finally going to be done. But also give me the hope and the happiness to think that the family that is throwing that going to build something new over whatever was there before. And is how we find the Dharma every day in something. After that, I look into the other side of the window and I hear the birds. We used to think that they are singing, that they are so happy that they are singing. Is what we think. Maybe they are fighting. Maybe they are saying bad things. We don't know. But we really believe, oh, they are so beautiful. They are so nice. They awake me with that song every day. But it's not in that way, and we need to be aware. We just need to be thankful and try to find out our best way. Taking the refuge means that we're going to develop our own potential for liberation. Liberation of, okay, what happened? How I told you, I can make the choice. I have the opportunity. Get upset because somebody awake me with the noise, or just see the good thing. That's the Dhamma, every day. I can put attention seeing that the birds maybe are fighting for the branch or fighting for the food, or just see that they are singing so beautiful. But don't get lost in that either. We need to be aware. Don't get lost. It's very easy to get lost. Make some interpretation about things that we don't know. Something that used to happen too, when we decide take refuge and became Buddhist. We believe that we're going to isolate ourselves for the world. We're going to give a next step in the life. And since then, nothing that happened around going to touch me. I'm untouchable. Now I'm kind of perfect in this world. And it's not that. That's totally wrong. What happened is that we're going to understand that we are conditioned to many states every day, and we are in this absolutely nirvana, and there is nothing outside the universe that really can be conditioned or unconditioned or relative or absolute or included or not included. It's just something that we need be aware day by day, and the things are just how are, and we just need to try to fit in all those things. When we hear that word, that flow, you just flow. Well, it sounds like so easy and so beautiful and so nice, and I can see myself like if I have a jacket, that jacket to save your life when you are on the river, and I imagine, okay, I'm Buddhist, I can flow in the world, I can just flow. And no, it's not true. I'm a married person, so I can't flow in the world. I can't. I wake up and I see maybe the clothes of my husband on the floor, and I can see that he left the cup in the wrong place. Well, the wrong place to me, of course. So I can flow, and I need to deal with that every day. I need to deal with the fact that my English is kind of poor, and when I found somebody and I say good morning and they ask me something very fast and I just smile and I don't know what to say. I don't know what they told to me. I just pretend that was something nice and I'm smile. If it was something bad, I'm sorry. If they ask me something that I should answer, oh, I'm so sorry. But I'm just smile. I'm trying to flow, you know. So I'm trying to have my mojo with me and just flow, you know. And it's how is the life every day. Well, what is truth? What is totally true to me is that one time we take refuge. We protect ourselves from negative emotions. That's kind of truth. All depends the work that we do. My husband used to say, use a lot this example, but I love that example. He used to say that our emotions are like when we cook in the comal. The comal is a Mexican pan where we heat the tortillas, okay? And he say always that when the comal is very hot, the way that we know is, and we do that in Mexico too, we take some water, and when we know it's perfect to heat the tortillas because the water just evaporate. Well, the same happens when we are training our minds and we do it in good way. Somebody can return. I can wake up and see the underwear of my husband on the floor, not in the basket. So in that moment, the water all over me. If I'm well trained, just going to evaporate and say, okay. But if I'm not well, I'm going to get upset and I'm going to make noise, making that he wake up and take his clothes. Okay? So we can protect ourselves of negative emotions because we have this world that we have this stimuli every day. And you know, we have many bad things happen every day. And it's easy to get upset. It's easy make judgments. It's easy say bad feelings. It's easy wait for revenge, you know. Because when we look like very kind and say, I leave all to the karma. Well, we are waiting for revenge. We are waiting for revenge. That not make you nice because you say, I'm just waiting the karma make his job. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that. Well, that is waiting for revenge, and that's really not good, I tell you. By taking refuge in the Dharma as a path, we develop the sense that this world, this earth where we are living, is nothing that we need be waiting for be punished or that we need wait to punish. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. And we need to understand that. We can wait that all the world change and feed us our wishes, our passions, our whatever we have, because that is going to lead us to have more an illusion, you know, and it's not what we are taking this refuge. Being a Buddhist, far of what the people think when they see the group of nuns walking together, sitting under the sun, or the monks sharing the food. Well, it's not just what it is, that like have a happy life and all that. We have we need to be realistic. We need to have faith. but not faith like this mystical idea that the thing's just going to happen as a miracle. We need to have faith that if we stick to our awareness, if we stick to be attentive of what happened day by day, the things need to change. Not for the others, going to change for ourselves. The people are going to be still upset. The racists are still going to be there. The politicians are still going to try to have your money. You're not going to have better medical services, but we're going to learn how to live with that and try to do the best for ourselves and try to all our virtues come out, and we can help the others that are still waiting that some miracle happen. That is the faith that we need to have in the Dhamma. The Venerable, I'm going to read this because it's not easy. The Venerable Master Lin Chi's teachings, he encouraged people to have faith in themselves. He wasn't a teacher that was kind and soft and sweet. And I'm going to tell something that is not good either, because I have identification with this teacher, with this master. And he's not right, but I like him because he's very straight. This is straight. You can, I can see the door here straight to me. I can leave the room here. But some people looking for another way. Oh, that window looks good. Oh, that, but no, the things are straight. So he said, he was thinking, and he was teaching the students to have faith in themselves. So, in their own pure state, and that they can stay with that. So sometimes, and sometimes the students can ask him if they were liberated from the world, what they can do, where they can go. He said, where you going to, where you go? You won't be free of all these mundane things. You won't be free of this world. But if you do that, where you won't go? He said this: when it's time to dress, put your clothes. When you must walk, then walk. When you must sit, sit. Just be ordinary self, carefree in pursuit the Buddhahood. When you are tired, lay down. The fool will laugh at you, but the wise will understand. I think I don't need to interpret this to you. But anyway, I'm going to say something about it. It's very clear. You just do what you need to do to obtain or to grasp the Buddhahood. The people can think, oh, she's crazy, she's mad, she don't know. But if you know what are you doing, and what you are doing also, don't going to create problems to others, don't going to harm anybody or anything, well, maybe you are doing something good, you know. Some book, Don Quixote de la Mancha, in some of the, I don't know if you know about this book, it's from Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, and this Quixote tried to do many good things, save the community and create some beautiful world for Dulcinea, a woman that he loves. But the people, of course, think that he's crazy because he live with, wear an armor, and some men that believe in him, the name is Sancho Panza, is his companion all the time. And they make crazy things all about. The people say he's mad. So Sancho Panza said, oh, what we're going to do, the people is talking about us. And he said, a while, let the dogs barking. If the dogs are barking, means that we are walking. Yeah? So he was walking, and the same happens sometimes with us. I see how Venerable Panuadi made many things. It's like, we will say again in Mexico, Chile de todos los moles. What that means? We have a dish in Mexico, very delicious, the name is mole. And it's made with different kind of chilies. We say, this person wants to be the chili of all the moles because it's like, it's in everywhere. When our Venerable looks like she is making all kind of things, everywhere. And some people can say, now what's she going to do? What she's up to? Well, she's not doing something bad, and we all know. She's trying to help, always help, one cause of another, but she's attending the necessities of the community and beyond. So we can say, okay, let the dogs barking, means that she's walking. Means that she's walking. The same can apply with we all. Can apply with we all. Okay. I want just end saying this. This samsara is the living Dhamma. In the world in which we all as orphans take refuge. We commit ourselves to live in continuous attention. Continuous attention. This approach implies a quality of frankness and absence of deception. The three things, the three refuge that we take are very important. We won't be as Buddhas, but at some point we need to realize that we are already Buddhas, we just need a wake. We are looking for a Sangha to belong. We belong to one already, universal Sangha, online or alive, face to face. But the Dhamma to me is like the core, you know. If we are not aware about the teachings that we have every day, the others don't have any sense. So, sisters and brothers here and there, every day take refuge in the Buddha, take refuge in the Dhamma, take refuge in the Sangha. Every day, don't forget. So, it's all what I have to say to you today, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
So we can open up if anyone wants to make any comments or...
Somebody wants to share with us something?
So, you talked about the dogs barking, and so sometimes we associate disturbances with something negative, and so we create a story about that and get upset. So we should change the way we use our attention to those disturbances and recognize that that's an indication that we're moving in the right direction, or we're I say it this way, I guess, if we see disturbances, it's because it's giving us a direction to move in. Would you say that, or could you explain that a little bit more?
Okay. Of course, I have not the answers to all in the world because we are walking all together. this example was specifically for some situations. Situations where we separate a little bit, some degrees in the way that we were doing things before, I would say, being aware. I'm always need to be careful when I use the word be aware or be mindful, because can be interpreted like arrogant, but I'm just going to say I'm honest. And my example in this point was when we start to separate those degrees to do what our good virtues saying to do. If we have some moral basis and we move on base to that, if we have some good intentions, if we want to do something good for somebody else, if we want just help, and we do it every day, sometimes happen that people around that still is distracted saying what we all do can make some comments. Is when we say it's barking, you know, because he's like, for sure, I don't know, Jane is trying to gain the appreciation of the boss because she arrives so early every day and she cleaned the whole office and she's doing this and she's doing that, and maybe she just is kind and wants to see that when all the co-workers arrive, all be clean and have some coffee ready, some donuts, and it's just because she wants to do it. She wants that the people feel so good how she feels every day. Because yes, if we can say that are very, very a lot of noisy things in the world, and those noisy things are not too good, and that doesn't mean they are doing something good, but it's what I say since the very beginning. We take this path because we want to be aware of the things and discern about what can bring some benefits and what not. You know? So simple, like if when we have nothing good to say, it's better don't open our mouths. It's just so simple like that. So that doesn't mean that all the noise, if the dogs are barking, means that it's something good. Maybe somebody is broken a house and is why the dogs are barking. That's not good. But still depends. If I'm inside the house and the dogs bark, maybe I just hide, you know. So it's just we need to be aware. We need to be aware and make our own research and make our own work, have our own practice every day. I can say that the noise means that it's something good. I'm just playing that example to some specific actions or attitudes that we can have, you know, are just many illusions, and is why we take refuge, because we can try to broken with all those illusions. I used to have this idea that everywhere I go, maybe people are going to reject me because I'm not white. But it's an idea that I have, and it's easy to have here, I mean, in this side of the world, you know. And it's an illusion, because the truth is that most of the time the people is very kind and very inclusive. But because I put attention in the noise of the news, I'm scared. And I'm so happy to wear a mask. Because it's gonna take a little more time. And they realize that I'm not so white. So, not all the noise means that going to be something good, but it's when we need to realize our practice every day, every day, every day. Mhm. You're welcome, thank you.
For some reason, this reminds me of my cat. You know, I have, at home I have a desk, and at my desk I'm very concentrated. I'm there writing or researching, or, you know, this is sort of my small realm, my desk. And every once in a while my cat jumps up on my desk and gets right in my face. You know how they nuzzle your face to show you that they like you, and of course, if I'm in the middle of something that I think is important, I'm very annoyed that the cat is there and wants to show me that she likes me. Well, this morning, I was realizing my cat's 14 years old, and she's not going to be here forever. And someday I'm sure I'm going to be sitting at my desk and wondering where she is and why she's not nuzzling my face, and it's because she's no longer here. So when she does come up onto my desk now, I try to remember that it's okay to stop my work for 5 minutes and have a little bit of cat time, you know? Because what I'm doing, even though I think it is not really that important. So in a lot of ways, I think some of these things are a matter of perspective, and you only by observing and being aware do you gain the knowledge that what you're doing is not as important as you may think. Like you said about your husband's cup, it's not where you thought it should be. You know, these sorts of things are very, very helpful. Also just reminds me that a lot of our problems come back to arrogance and how, of course, I think I have the right answers and my time is so valuable. Well, not really.
Mhm.
So.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, it's very important that we are now in this noise for all our devices, all our social media, and we believe that I need to do this right now because Amazon say that if I made the purchase in the next 20 minutes, they're going to give me some blah, blah, blah. So I need to do it right now, Dad. Uh-huh. I'm sorry, world, stop. I need to do this. Uh-huh. And it's true what you say. I thought about that with the cup, with the mug of my husband. What's going to happen, or what will be happen if someday he is not anymore with me? And I wake up and my house going to be perfectly clean and in order. Uh-huh. Who's going to leave the mug and the clothes all the way, and what I'm going to do? I'm going to have nothing to clean. You know? Yes, you are right. Exactly. All those things are noise, you know, it's just noise. All the time, it's moving, moving, moving. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Somebody else? So if you are agree, can we then take some minutes and maybe have a short meditation before we leave? Yes? Okay. Travis, I'm thinking just 10 minutes is okay? And you let us know when we are done? Yes? Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you so much. Have a good after evening.